Welcome back to Comicbook.com, everybody. BD here, and right now I'm joined by the legend himself, Mr. Daryl Dixon. Norman Reedus is joining me on Zoom. Happy Comic-Con, Norman.
Yeah, happy Comic-Con, man. Good to see you.
It's great to see you. I can't wait to see you in person again, hopefully next summer or sooner,
Yeah,
but I am happy that we're able to at least do this and have some fun with it.
for sure. Yeah, I miss Comic-Con. I miss all those fun times. You know, that part of my all my fond memories of being on this show for this many years. A lot of those are Comic-Con memories. So I'm excited to get back to it one day.
Yeah, man, I will never complain about being tired at San Diego Comic-Con again. Just get me back there.
Right.
Throw me in the mix. Let's do it. But
Right.
dude, I do want to start. I've talked to a bunch of your co-stars today, but you are the only person I'm talking to today who has been with the show since its first season. And now that we're reaching the end here, we got plenty of time, but it's this production you went back for was the last premiere and stuff like that. What has it set in? What's the energy like? How are you guys going about reaching that end of the line for the flagship show?
I mean, you know, sometimes it hits you and it's kind of bittersweet. And then sometimes you just look at the amount of work you have in front of you and it seems so far away. So I think once we get down to like that last episode or two, I think everybody's just sort of, you know, everyone's eyes on the prize, so to speak. So I don't know. I'm sure there'll be some tears, probably all from me, and then tears from all of our writers and producers, happy to get rid of me, possibly, so I don't have to deal with my BS any longer. But I don't know, you know, it's wild because I'll sit on one new set and I'll sit up there and it'll be the middle of the night and we're filming and I'll go, oh yeah, this was all the prison and that's where Herschel's head got chopped off and I blew up a tank over there, and you know, it kind of hits me in waves, you know. So
yeah, that's got to be wild to have those memories. Like that's the place Chandler shot a gun on his birthday. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I remember how psyched he was. Yeah, I remember the build up to that was, you know, pretty huge already. So I remember all these little moments, you know, it's wild.
That's cool. We're all part of, we all have those memories in our own ways, even when those of us who aren't on set every day. So I can't imagine for you guys. And I would love to hear real quick. I know you love to pull pranks on set. I know there's protocols and stuff. Are you able to get away with any fun shenanigans despite the added safety measures?
God, not on the large scale level that I got to before all the COVID measures went into effect.
You're not putting chickens in trailers anymore?
I haven't got the opportunity to do that. It's funny, I just mentioned that. I haven't got the opportunity to do anything like that because, you know, they section us off in different groups. So some actors I see from way over there, you know, and I text them, hey, good morning. And they're way over there and they're not allowed to come over here and I'm not allowed to go over there. So we've gotten it down to not quite a science yet, but we're pretty close. So yeah, the prank thing is really suffering because of this pandemic.
Yeah. Oh man, we talked about Walking Dead family and like how everybody feels so close. The family has grown, everybody within it has grown. Your life has changed in these past 10 years, and I would love to hear, now that you have a little girl in your life, has that changed anything about, you know, how you're approaching Daryl these days and how you feel when you're on set? And like, does that give an added layer to perspective on some of these emotional sequences and stuff like that?
You know, whenever I have like a heavy crying scene, I know sometimes you think about things in your life and it makes you cry. And, you know, I've heard actors talk about the worst case scenarios with their children and stuff. I don't do that. I don't like to think about stuff like that. I do have my main thing that I think about sometimes if I really have to get emotional, but it doesn't involve her. But there are lots of scenes with Daryl where he's doing things for the kids. Like that's a new thing with Daryl. Rick's gone, Michonne's gone. I've kind of gone from Uncle Daryl, you know, that weird uncle that you have at Thanksgiving. That's, you know, totally embarrassing. I've gone from that guy to more of an adopted father type of a role. And there are things in this storyline that Daryl's definitely doing solely for the children. You know what I mean? That there is that happening.
Yeah.
Not me, Norman, personally, but Daryl is definitely he's definitely taken on that role.
Yeah, it's a cool parallel between the lives there, between your character
Yeah.
and you. And I want to start, talking about the story of this season. There's so many, like the relationships of different dynamics. There's how Daryl looks at Negan. There's how Daryl looks at Carol and Maggie and these people and newer people and people that there's long relationships with. Who are his allies going into this final season? Who does he want to protect the most? Because I feel like that's always Daryl's goal.
He's protecting the kids a lot, to be honest.
Yeah.
And it's he's protecting Maggie a lot. Maggie's going through a big thing at the beginning of this season. He kind of takes it upon himself to keep an eye on her and be part of that journey. And that journey turns into a larger fight, which turns into something completely different. But I think he's taking care of people and he's protecting people, but he's also with everybody else kind of protecting each. God, this is hard to answer.
Yeah, I hear it. That's okay.
You're right. Daryl's always protecting someone, usually himself last.
He's very much a guard dog for the group. He loves taking care of everybody else.
He's very loyal. He's kind of the Cujo on the show, I guess.
Yeah.
The loyal, protective Saint Bernard slobbering all over everybody.
Now, I do want to know, have they had conversations with you yet? I know some people know the ending. Some of the cast seem to not know the ending. I don't want to know how it ends, but like what was Norman's reaction as far as you've gotten in this final season before the spinoff and everything? Like, how do you feel about where it's going? Like, is there a hype? Is there a sadness? Is there like, what do you think about it?
It's kind of mind blowing where we're going. We did the first 10 episodes kind of in one direction, and that involved Maggie's story mostly, and us trying to deal with what's going on with that as a group. And then all of a sudden we did a 180, and now it's kind of like Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. All of a sudden it's completely different. And that's kind of having, we're all doing The Exorcist right now. All of our heads are spinning in a circle. So
we're all doing The Exorcist.
Yeah, we're all Linda Blair right now. Things go from a black and white Western to a Technicolor Willy Wonka film like that. And it's crazy.
Oh, that's going to be
epic. It's wild. Yeah.
Have you shared any of these final story threads with Andy? Have you guys been in touch about the story?
I've had a FaceTime with him the other day. He's playing a bird watcher in some film right now. So he sends me pictures of his bird watching outfit. But we talk about the show, what it's like now. We've got a lot of new casts. We talk about some of the OG hair and makeup people and crew members, and we gossip about all of them. That could be a whole nother show on AMC too. Andy and Norman gossiping. But yeah, we keep in touch. I keep him, sort of, and we laugh about all the roosters that were in his trailer. Yeah.
Oh man, dude, are you? This is the obligatory question, but have you had any conversations about whether or not you'll be part of the movies when this all wraps up, or are you going to be super tied up with your own spinoff?
I don't think anybody knows what's going on with the movies now. I hear different answers from different groups. So I think it's kind of still up in the air what the movie thing is going to be. I think it's changed hands a couple of times and changed perspective a couple of times. That's I don't know anything about it. I'm just going to leave it at that.
I'm just going to toss it out there on record. I want to see you in there. I want to see that Rick and Daryl reunion. I have to have it one day.
I want a Rick and Daryl reunion as well. And I don't want it to be for nothing. I don't want it to be cheap. I want it to be a real thing. You know what I mean? I don't.
Yeah. You see, that to me is this franchise's endgame moment. You know what I mean?
I agree. I without a doubt agree that the relationship between Rick and Daryl was one of the most powerful relationships on the show, and for me personally, and one of my most favorite moments, relationships to play. So I'm right there with you.
I hear you, man.
Yeah, maybe we'll meet on like some sort of apocalyptic grinder or something.
Now, listen, beyond the show, I mean, I know, I'm a Marvel, DC, all things comic book, Walking Dead, Invincible. Everybody has kind of gone in all these separate directions along these past 10 years. You're no stranger to Marvel. You voiced the Punisher once upon a time. They're doing more animation. They're expanding constantly. Is there any other comic book character? I mean, how do we get you to be Ghost Rider, dude? Like, have you flirted with anything else outside of Walking Dead beyond this?
The Ghost Rider conversation has been coming up for years. And yeah, I mean, you got pull. Tell them to put me in it. I want to play Ghost Rider.
Dude, I want to see you as Johnny Blaze opposite Johnny Bernthal as the Punisher. Man.
Yeah, dude, it would be so fun. That would be great.
Oh, man.
So I don't know. Call somebody. Make that happen.
I know it's all just fantasy for now, but you never know.
I want a fire skull. I want my face to turn into a fire skull and whip a chain around. That'd be great.
And you'll bring your own bike. You'll bring your own motorcycle.
I got 12. I just pick one. I'll do it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Well, no, dude, it's always a pleasure to talk with you. I can't wait to see everything you guys have in store for us with these final 24 episodes. And I wish you the best of luck on what sounds like a very long production, dude. Trying to get some rest down there.
For sure. Yeah, I got the day off today, which is super exciting.
Nice.
But yeah, it's hot. It's hot here. No joke.
Enjoyed it. Well, pleasure to talk with you, man. I'll talk to you soon.